What's the first piece of equipment you should buy when you want to start a YouTube channel? Idiots would tell you the camera, but most professional YouTubers would tell you it's not the camera. Unless you do videography or photography or something like that, then the camera really matters. But if it's just one dipshit talking to a camera about some shit that only a couple people care about, like me, then you're already watching me on your camera. Most modern smartphones, the camera is good enough for stuff like this. It's also not lighting, because all you have to do is time it out right and find the right source of lighting right there. I've got that nice big window with the shade drawn, and that kind of gives me what I want. I could probably do better if I knew more about lighting and if I, cared, but this is good enough. The most important piece of the puzzle in the beginning is a microphone. And in this video, I'm going to show you 2 lower cost options for audio that will drastically improve the quality of your videos. The audio makes a big difference. I'm using the Rode Video Micro. I'm going to show it to you here in a minute. It's sitting on top of my smartphone, which is in a tripod thing. We're also going to talk about the Boya Lavalier mic, which I have not used. This is the one I've been using all the time. This is the Rode Video Micro mounted on top of the camera. This is the audio from the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus that I'm shooting on, which it's got an okay microphone. If you're really close, it's not that bad. But at this distance, it starts to sound like a smartphone microphone. What I was recording with before was the Rode Video Micro. So this is cell phone audio. This is back to the Rode Video Micro, and I think, especially at this range, it's vastly superior. This isn't the most perfect solution for all audio needs, because here, when I go across the room, this is the Rode Video Micro across the room. I'm not talking any louder than I did when I was over there. This is smartphone audio from across the room, and I don't think in any kind of realistic price range, anything over there is really going to work if you need audio from over here. That's why, insider tip, when you see YouTubers who like to come into the room, they come into the room and they try to get over here really quick. If you ever see that in a video, it's because they want to get in front of the microphone as fast as possible. But real quick, if you don't have a microphone yet, start making videos, start practicing talking to the camera, and just start putting stuff out. It's going to suck. Everybody's first videos suck. Hell, a year in, your videos still kind of suck to some people, but you'll get better at it, and just consider it practice. I got to untangle this. Now we're going to test out this Boya Lavalier mic, which actually I went to do a video. I did an unboxing on this. If you want your audio to be better, but you are a poor dirt ass, the difference is pretty striking, but you don't really appreciate it till you hear them side by side. I wanted another option because I wasn't quite sure that the Rode Video Micro was going to be the best thing, so I ordered a super cheap Boya Lavalier.
Yay!
Yay!
Yes.
Cool, comes with a 1/4-inch adapter. This is a pretty stout little, comes with a battery. How's it already tangled? Cords, I don't know, maybe it's just me. They like instantly tangle on me. It comes with a lot of cable. It comes with this much cable. That's pretty good. Yeah, that was like a month ago at the studio, and I never got around to getting out because I was so comfortable with the Rode Video Micro, but we're gonna check this out. Between the smartphone audio, the Rode Video Micro, and this, we'll do comparisons with all 3, and I'm not running any kind of audio software. I edit in Windows Movie Maker. Don't make fun of me. Well, you can make fun of me, but I'm not doing anything to the audio. It's just however, when I plug it in, how it comes out of the camera, and that's kind of what most beginning users are going to be working with, so that's what I'm doing. Also, because that's all I know how to do. Got a little strap, got a little clip, so you clip this on you somewhere and you run this up through here. Don't be an idiot and like have a lavalier mic hanging like this, especially in light colored clothing. I've seen some morons do that. This is the Rode Video Micro, still here in the office. The house is quiet, no extra noise. That's what that sounds like. So this is the smartphone audio at this range, blah, 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 blah. And that's what that sounds like. This is the audio from the Boya Lavalier mic. And that's what that sounds like. I don't know what this sounds like. I'm gonna have to take it upstairs and actually listen to it and look at it. But I got this because I wanted to do some other shots. I was looking for a solution in either a noisy room or where I was gonna be further from the camera. You guys remember from earlier how that shit sounded across the room. Neither one was really good. But if I want a wider shot, this has a ton of, ow! I have this much cable and the audio will be the same no matter where I'm at. It goes this far. You could be this far away from the camera and it sounds the same. Oh, did it come out? Shit. So obviously I'm not crazy about the way this sounds like this. What's interesting is when I unplugged it, the audio got out of sync. If I just plug it back in, what happens? Sometimes these things don't really recognize the camera. Recording audio on a... That one comes out a little easier than the Rode Video Micro. Ooh! And then when I re-unplugged it, the audio stayed out of sync. The Rode Video Micro, the cable that comes with it won't work for a smartphone. If you need it for a smartphone, you need a specific cable. I'll link that down below too. So I'm thinking that because I talk so loud that this is probably not the right placement for it. So maybe, and I'm backlit in my daughter's art room, so. But this is about audio, not about framing shots or anything. So I wonder what distance it's at. Arms distance, check 1, 2. Arms distance, check 1, 2. This is like close distance. I'm gonna clip it halfway up my torso on the outside of my clothing. This is what it sounds like. Let's try lower on the inside, maybe? That should be right. This is halfway up on the inside of my clothing. I doubt that that's any good. Maybe at the shoulder so that I'm not talking directly into it. If I had to guess, I would say this is probably best. The timbre in everyone's voice is different and the volume of everyone's speaking voice is different. Let's try that. So this is clipped on the inside at my normal volume that I would talk to the camera at this distance. This is clipped on the outside and this is that same volume I would be talking at normally in a video. But what if I just talk like a normal person? What if I'm inside, maybe at the computer? Baby is asleep right now. What if I'm having to do like an accent? I'm a big believer in the idea that someone can come into your life for a very short period of time. I can't do that accent really loud, so maybe I need to use this lower. Maybe that's better. I live in Myrtle Beach and it is really windy here all the time. Filming outside is difficult because of the wind. This is normal cell phone audio. I keep saying cell phone like an old ass dude. This is smartphone audio at arm's length in the wind. This is like full arm extension. Up close, this microphone is not terrible with the wind blowing at the distance that I'd probably like to talk to the camera. Only downside about using the smartphone camera, if you use the rear facing camera, you don't have a viewfinder, but when you're a beginner, you'll look in the viewfinder. We gotta keep you from doing that anyway. So just use your smartphone, get audio first. You don't need lighting, either just film outside or film in front of a window. Audio, 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 that's the first thing to do because no one wants to hear you sound like this in a smartphone. Now with the Rode Video Micro, it comes with this windscreen here. Let's pop this on. So this is the Rode Video Micro outside, me close. This is the Rode Video Micro outside. God damn it. I'll link to the tripod I use down below. This tripod sucks, but it's only 20 bucks. I will link it. I'll link to this shitty little tripod. There's that wind going. Wonder what that sounds like in there. Wonder what that sounds like with me back here. Wind's kicking pretty good. It does have a windscreen on it. I don't know how much that affects it. Let me pop that windscreen off. And this is it without the windscreen. Wind's still blowing pretty much right into the microphone. That's what that sounds like. So that's with the Boya Lavalier microphone plugged in. This is with my back to the wind, which I think should help. Now I wonder how it does with movement. Like if my clothes are rustling, I could test that out. So maybe if I jump, you know, if I do a little boxing, right? I'm gonna trip over that cable, I know that. So obviously not right up here is better. This is clipped about my hoodie pocket. It's clipped onto my hoodie pocket. It's that distance on the outside, and that's what this sounds like. Though what was crazy, this is clipped on the inside about halfway down. I didn't think that sounded as bad as I thought it would sound. And this information is probably available. You could probably Google the correct way to do this, but this is on the inside, about right here, and it sounded better than I thought. And I think for everyone it's going to be a little different. So I would recommend you get one of these and figure out what would work for you in advance. And about the way that it sounded at first when I put it up here, so now it's on the inside up here. I think it's a little better than outside. But outside up here, though, it sounded really jarring when we first switched to it in the beginning of the video, and it sounded like that can't sound right. On the longer clips, and I kept listening, and with that sort of audio, it started to sound a little more normal. Like maybe if you did a whole video like this, it would sound a little better. Now, when I get really loud, I'm sure there's like some distortion. Got this clipped right here. This to me on the inside kind of sounds the most natural and kind of sounds the most similar to what I usually get out of this thing. This one I can highly recommend. I'm gonna put links down below to the Rode Video Micro. I really recommend this thing, and also the little, you need this thing to put it on. This is a little thing that holds your smartphone and has a attachment at the top to put the microphone in. I'm gonna get better with some of this tech stuff. If you're an audio guy, you're laughing at this video because you already know, or I should have already known, where the microphone was supposed to go or whatever. If you're here to this channel for tech advice, you're stupid. But if you're here for tech experiences from a novice, that's what I can give you. I've had some moderate success on YouTube despite having very little technical knowledge, mostly just stuff I could Google or by watching videos from other YouTubers. That's not really a good pitch. It's not really a good call to action. I don't know, maybe that appeals to you. If so, I hope you subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll learn about this shit together.